All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." Okay, now, bros, by now, we already know about the whole situation that happened in Lebanon, all right, with the whole explosion, which, when I saw it, I was like, damn, that's wild. You can see the mushroom cloud, and you can see the blast radius, all right, the wave, and how fast, all right, that wave was moving. And instantly I thought about, and I'm pretty sure other brothers had the same thought as well, but we thought about the scriptures, and I thought about, scriptures like this, Malachi 4:1, okay, scriptures like Isaiah the 13th chapter, where the Lord says he's going to lay the land desolate, all right, and, it puts into perspective things a little bit better. Why do I say that? Because everybody's talking about it. Literally, everybody's talking about it. Even people that don't pay attention to geopolitical news or don't pay attention to news like that. It's on social media. It's everywhere. Yo, did you see that what happened in Lebanon? People who have no clue, no business about, that type of area are talking about it. And it was what, like a factory, one building? All right. Now, you think about that and you see the reaction people had to that, and you compare it to a whole country, the whole of North America being made desolate. If even just the whole of New York was destroyed by a nuclear missile, compare that to what happened in Lebanon. You see the dynamic, man? So when we talk about the day of the Lord and we talk about the nuclear missiles hitting, it's not going to be a small thing. You're looking at a video of one, it did affect areas around there, but it's not like a whole state was leveled. According to prophecy, the whole of America is going to be leveled. All right. So do really think about it, how people are wilding out now. And of course, it's going to be broadcasted. OK, but this place is going to be made a complete desert. After that explosion in Lebanon, you still had rubble and debris. But how much for an aftermath with nothing but sand for a whole the whole of New York to California? That will leave a very big mark in history. So I'm gonna read this again. This is Malachi 4:1. Behold, the day cometh, meaning what? It's a future prophecy. All right, and we're in that time right now. That shall burn as an oven. Now, it doesn't mean that one day the Lord is just gonna turn up the heat on the sun and it's gonna feel like we're inside an oven. Okay, but it's saying it shall burn as an oven. Why? Because that day, all right, when the Lord sets it, all right, he has an appointed time. But that day when the missiles start flying, okay, it's going to be real hot, man. Because the heat in those nuclear missiles is unlike anything you've ever felt before. All right. And you see how quick, like I said, the blast radius, all right, you see how quick it traveled in that video of the explosion in Lebanon. So now imagine that actually being thermonuclear heat, fire, like a fire blast heat wave, completely melting it. Because the people recording, they ducked down and it felt like a blast of wind that was hitting them. What if that was fire? Fire so strong and so hot that it was burning everything. Buildings gone, people gone, cars gone. Tells you that in the book of 2 Peter. All right, which I'm going to get after this. So it says, "And all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up. It says, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." See, so you're not going to have remains. You're not going to have stubble. You're not going to have those kinds of things. All right. It's going to be completely, desolate. All right. Burnt up to the T. All right. And you don't want to be a part of that, man. OK, because it's not going to be a quick, light, painful thing, painless thing. It just blows us all up. No, the Lord says he's going to keep you in there for you to feel the pain. All right. Now let's go from here. Let's go to 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. All right, right around the 10th verse. It says, "But the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night." Now, what's something about a thief in the night is it's unexpected. That's why they come at night, because your guard is down. You don't expect them. All right, it's dark, so you're not expecting it. So that's how the day of the Lord is going to come to those that are not, or watching and measuring the times diligently. And it says, "And in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Okay, now everything you see on the earth is made up of elements. Okay, even along with those nuclear missiles. All right, so when the missiles are shot off and they start hitting these places, everything is going to be melting, man. Okay, it says the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Now we got to get some understanding. It's not talking about the whole entire earth. All right, but parts of the land, okay, on earth is going to be burnt up. For example, America. For example, Israel. Okay, because when you go into the book of Ecclesiastes, it tells you that the earth abideth forever. So the earth as a whole is never going to be destroyed. All right, but certain parts of the earth will be made desolate as a form of cleansing. Okay, verse 11, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation?" And when you look up that word conversation, it goes back to a way of life, how you conduct yourself. All right, so knowing that these things are going to come to pass, you got to be in holy conversation, meaning you got to conduct yourself and live, all right, differently. All right, live holy, sanctified. It says, "And godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord." Now you might say, well, you just said that the day of the Lord is going to be wrath and there's going to be people dying and nuclear missiles flying. So why should we haste for the coming of the day of the Lord? Well, for those that are doing what they're supposed to do, that's going to be our deliverance, our salvation. That's a day we look forward to. But if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then that's a day you do not look forward to. All right. So Peter is speaking here to the believers, to the elect. All right. That's why he's saying looking for. That's what we're looking for, the day of the Lord. All right. And we do that by measuring the times diligently. All right. It says, "And hasting on to the coming of the day of the Lord." So that's what we're doing. We're hastening the day. All right. Each day we're looking out for these prophecies and praying that the Lord speeds it up so we can finally reach that time when the Lord comes back. Because we're not worried about the nuclear missiles, because we have faith, all right, that if we continue to do what we're supposed to do, the Heavenly Father and His Son, all right, is going to deliver us. It says, "Wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to His promise." And what was His promise? All right. Number one, we're going to get that salvation, but we're going to get a refreshed earth. All right. We're going to get the blessings. Okay. All the different covenants and the promises made to our forefathers, guess what? It is going to be fulfilled. So according to His promise, we look for a new heaven, or we look for new heavens and a new earth. All right. Meaning what? Refreshed. Not a completely new world, but a refreshed. All right. Cleansed. Okay. Where the earth can go back to being a paradise again. Done. It says, "Wherein dwelleth righteousness." Because after this world is purged, all right, of the wickedness, then comes righteousness. Okay, it's going to be instilled with righteousness. Okay. Verse 14, "Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of Him in peace, without spot and blameless." Okay, so now we're going to go to because this is what the Lord is bringing. All right, and that's why they're moving so quickly with their space force and stuff like that, because they know that time is coming, pursuant to Revelation 12:7, that there's going to be a war between realms. All right, between the angelic realm with the Lord and the angels. All right, and between this realm with Esau and his angels, his military. This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with His chariots like a whirlwind." All right. Now, the Lord, Yahushua, is going to come in the midst of World War III to deliver His elect, especially in those places that are completely going to be destroyed, like America. All right. And other parts of the world. But America mainly, or Babylon, the Lord is going to need to come just in time to deliver us out of this place, Or else if he was to come after World War III, we wouldn't be here. All right, we would be melted along with this place. But according to prophecy, that's not what's going to happen. So it says, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. And for those of you who don't know, all right, the chariots, all right, of the Bible, or the chariots of Israel, are what today are called as so-called UFOs. Okay, and they say aliens are in them. Really, it's angels, and soon to be us. So the Lord is going to come in that fashion. When it talks about he cometh with the clouds, all right, that's just another way or a metaphor for the chariots. Okay, it says like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury. So the Lord is coming angry. So not only is he going to have the fire from the nuclear missiles, but you're going to have fire from the chariots destroying people, destroying buildings, and delivering the elect. All right. It says, and his rebuke with flames of fire. So people are focused, and they're like, oh shoot, that was crazy. It's saying it was an explosion in a building. How much more for nuclear missiles blowing up a country, at the same time UFOs flying in the air, people getting beamed up into those UFOs while other people are getting destroyed by those UFOs, and then angels flying around. How crazy do you think that is gonna look? People are so focused on this, but where's your mind gonna be when you start seeing those supernatural things happening? Because there's gonna be a lot of destruction happening, but UFOs? That's why it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, that it was beyond anything that they had looked for. All right, it's past their imagination to think of something like that. All right, verse 16: for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And plead doesn't mean he's gonna come and beg with you, like I'm pleading with you to have mercy. No. Plead doesn't deal with, judge. All right, it says, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay, so God is all love, Jesus is all love. Well, it says here that Yahushua, when he comes back, he's gonna be doing some slaying. So we're gonna see what people have to say about that. All right, now from then on, we're gonna go here. We'll close it out here. All right, now Revelation chapter 18, and I don't want to read the whole chapter, but the whole chapter is pretty good. I'm kind of tempted. Let's start at verse 4. It says, Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. Really, I just run through the whole thing. Verse 1, it says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils. All right, devils meaning desert creatures. It says, and Babylon being America. All right, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Because America is full of consumers. All right, a lot of consumers. That's why we import America imports a lot of things in here, and a lot of countries export things to America. If you notice, not a lot of countries like America, but yet they still do trade and deal with America because this is where they get their money from. All right, they make their products and then they ship it here, and then here's where a lot of the demand for those products are. So they still have to put up with America's BS or Babylon's BS so they can continue with those trade deals. All right, so it says verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. And who is that talking to? That's talking to the elect. All right. Yes, the whole nation is the Lord's people, but right now it's talking about the elect, because only the elect are going to be delivered. All right, in these times to come. All right, in those places that are going to be heavily hit, because I'm not saying that after Yahushua comes, it's just going to be the elect and nobody else alive, because the scriptures talk about strangers shall build up thy walls. So where are those strangers going to come? All right. Compared to the population right now, okay, the world is going to look very small, but you'll still have different heathens alive. All right, so they can go into slavery and they can work and build up our kingdom. All right. It says, come out from my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And the main plague is going to be those nuclear missiles. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. And what iniquities? LGBTQ, promoting that. All right, promoting all the abominations, the abominable foods. Okay, promoting the wickedness on our people. All right, setting up these churches to lead our people astray, putting us in slavery, shooting us down in the streets. All right, demonizing us, ridiculing us, crossing out the name of the Lord. All right, blaspheming the name of the Lord. All these different things are part of the iniquities, which we could go on for a long time if we were to go and read the track list, all right, of this place. Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. So all the things you did to us, we're going to do to you. You can read about that in Revelation 13 and 9. All right, and 10 on down. So whatever you did to us, we're going to do to you double, but we're going to do it righteously. All right. It says, in the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So we were put into slavery, you're going to be put into slavery. Verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a lady, or I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's the pride. When you go to the book of Obadiah, it tells you what? The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. So what is the Lord going to give you for that? Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. So you look at what happened in Lebanon, that's not going to compare to what's going to happen on this land. For strong is the Lord who judgeth her, the Lord power who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. What does it mean by committing fornication? Meaning what? They partook in the ways of this place. All right. They became a part of this system, of this beast. Okay. It says, and lived deliciously with her, because they also benefited with the wickedness that America was doing. All right. Even when you go into the time of the slave trade, it wasn't just America. All right. Other countries as well. Portugal, Europe, South America. OK, which was in control, which the Europeans had control of at the time. All right. And the kings are referring on to the rulers. All right. Of these other countries and other places. It says, have lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Just like people are doing now for Lebanon. Oh my gosh, it's crazy, yo, what's going on? Those other nations are going to do that for America when they see the whole of America being just burnt. You're just seeing the smoke going up and everything is just lit up. And there's nothing you can do. Verse 10, standing afar off for fear of her torments. They're not going to want to come close to this place. You've seen the whole country getting destroyed, getting burnt down to the molecular level. You don't want to get close to that. You're going to see it on TV. All right. You're going to see it on social media. You're going to see it online. But they're not going to come close to this place. So that's why it says, standing afar off for fear of her torments, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is her judgment come. So that tells you it's going to take only 1 hour from the beginning of the destruction to the end of it being America. All right. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, yo, that's crazy. America. America, like the United States of America, has just been destroyed and it took only 1 hour. I'm just putting verse 10 into modern day terms, how people would say it. You know, I can't believe that, yo, that's the country that such and such. That's the country that da-da-da. That's the country that, and it took only 1 hour to destroy it. Oh my gosh. Because in real life, in this day and age, people are not going to be standing there saying, alas, alas, oh, Babylon, the great, that mighty city, for 1 hour is that judgment. People don't speak like that right now. All right. You speak with modern day English. Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. See? Because they come here to make their money. So they're going to mourn. Why? Because they can't come here and make their money. The consumers are gone. The whole land is gone. Verse 12, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and of fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. So all the things that were promoted here, all the things that you could get here, all the way of life and all that is going to be done, is going to be destroyed along with America. It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. So the people that did trade in those different goods, even black market, organ trafficking, all of that, they're gonna be lamenting like, damn, like it's all gone. Our business, everything is gone. Verse 16, saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Now, what does this mean? It means that America was in a position, all right, of royalty, a position of being high, being looked at as though they were in a high, position, because the country isn't literally clothed in linen and purple and scarlet, but those are royal colors, all right, representing being in a rich and powerful state. Verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all this company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And why is this city made great? Because of us. Because we were brought here and put in slavery in masses. When you read Ezekiel the 17th chapter, it talks about how this place basically was made great through traffic, meaning business. How was that? Because they brought us here and they used us to build this place, and now we are the consumers in this place. And by we, I'm talking about the Israelites. But you also have other heathens that come here and promote the business in this place, and they make their money and they leave. It says, verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we were made rich, and all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Notice how it keeps emphasis on the 1 hour, because that's how long it's going to take for this big old country to be destroyed. That's going to be something to be talked about for all eternity. All right. Now, they're not literally going to cast dust upon their heads, but that represents mourning. OK, because in the ancient world, we would put dust on our heads and, rip our beards and rip our garments and wear sackcloth as a sign of mourning. Today, you don't do that. Verse 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. So you see the dynamic. As some are mourning, we are rejoicing. Because those who were having fun while this place was flourishing, while they were having fun, we weren't. So it's going to flip. While they're mourning, we're going to be happy because we don't like this place. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. So this place is going to go down quick and powerful. As Trump likes to say, we have our military lined up and we're going to distribute it very powerfully. Verse 22, it says, and the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more in thee at all. It says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. See? So the reason America's on top is through the sorceries. All right? The secret witchcraft and actual sorceries that they're using. These record deals that sell so much, they actually put spells on them. All right? They put demons in the records. Okay? That's why when people listen to these records, they get demons on them. And they go around mumbling, jumbling, doing these crazy dances. That's not cool. That's not swag. That's not lit. That's demons. Verse 24, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of the saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. And what did the Lord say? The land cannot be cleansed unless the blood. Let me say it again, Salakia. if blood is shed on the land, that land cannot be cleansed except the person who shed the blood, that person's blood is shed on the land. Hopefully that makes sense. So guess what? This place, those people living here, oh, it was my forefathers, it was my ancestors. Guess what? You're your forefathers coming back, so your blood got to be shed here too. All right. But anyway, I'm going to end it off there. Okay. It was a little longer than expected, but Lord willing, it was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha, Quadash. Until next time, Shalom.